I remember I was 1 month into self-improvement when I started searching how can you stay motivated every single day. I had taken advantage of that huge spike where you're excited and you want to get stuff done, but then that collapsed. And I was wondering, how do I keep that? How do I keep going even though I'm no longer as motivated as I used to be? And so I keep looking at videos, I keep looking at people talking about, how you can stay motivated, how to find more things to be motivated about, all of that. And the more I looked into it, the more I tried finding like this ultimate hack, there was a harsh truth that I learned. As I kept looking at all these videos and I saw them repeating the same thing of, talking about rewards, allowing cheat meals and all of that to keep that motivation going because you're gonna keep looking for that next reward, that next gratification, all of that, there was something I learned. That's not how I wanted to do things. I didn't want myself to reward good behavior with bad behavior. I didn't want to keep going with my bad habits, but instead turn them into a reward. I wanted to get rid of them, cut them at the root. But I found nobody talking about it. But what is so important about discipline? Why can't you just stick with motivation? Well, it's because no matter how hard you try, no matter how many rewards you give yourself, how many goals you set, motivation will always fade. Eventually, you're gonna reach a point where you're not gonna care about the goals you set. You're just gonna want to stop. You're just gonna want to sit in your couch, watch a movie, and just relax. That is what motivation gets you to. Because with motivation, you only do work when you feel like it. But then with discipline, the entire purpose is that you get the work done even when you don't feel like it. And I already know that you've done your research on discipline and you've tried to reach it, yet you keep falling back. You can't find yourself actually sticking to it and following your path. Well, it's because you were making the same mistakes I did. When I first found out about discipline, I tried quitting my bad habits instantly, all of them at once. Video games, fapping, social media, everything, just over. And then what happened was, the next day, I was already back to it. I had tried to get rid of everything at once, and like a crackhead, I was having withdrawal, and I wanted to go back. I wanted to keep playing video games, and I just couldn't get myself out of the trap. But that's when I finally decided to sell my PS4. It was a very hard and big decision for me. I tried rationalizing it with myself. I tried making it, I can do 1 hour a day, all of that. But I knew as long as I had my PS4 there, I would never quit my bad habit. And so I sold it. And it was the best decision I ever made. And that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to make the same decision. Because discipline cannot be rationalized with. You cannot just stay disciplined during the week and then just, have a big junk food meal, play video games all night long on like a Friday night and then chill for the whole weekend. Because then you're just like everybody else who does the exact same thing. You have to be disciplined all day long, every day. You set alarms for yourself, don't you? You set an alarm to wake up, you set an alarm to go to the gym, and if you watch some of my other videos, you might even have an alarm to go to bed. But after all of that, every single time you have an alarm and you see that go meditate now, go to the gym now, what happens? You switch off that alarm and you keep going with what you were doing. And I'm pretty sure at the start you were probably following it every single day. But that one time where you decided to switch it off and keep doing what you were doing, it destroyed the entire purpose of it. Because you allowed yourself to do it once, and that told yourself in your head that it was okay, that you could keep doing it and you wouldn't feel ashamed. And so that's how you got into this cycle of switching off your go to the gym. And so that's how you... Are these birds doing it on purpose? And so that's how you got into the cycle of switching off your alarm to go to bed, switching off your alarm to go to the gym, and now that's why you're not making any more progress. So whenever you tell yourself you're gonna do something, whenever you set an alarm for yourself, tell yourself that this is what we're gonna do today, make sure that you do it. Make sure that you do the habits like eyes showers, because if you keep doing all of that and you're consistent, you're going to build your discipline. And eventually, when somebody offers you a sweet, you're gonna say no because it goes against your diet. Or whenever someone asks you to stay up late and play video games or whatever, you're gonna say no because you told yourself when to go to bed. That is discipline. That is what's actually going to get you to success. So right now, all the alarms you set for yourself, that schedule you made a month ago which you've been ignoring, follow it. Or at least renew it to make it more manageable and then finally stick to it. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be like everyone else and you're gonna quit. Because you're not gonna be motivated. Now the last thing I wanna say before I let you go for today is that there's no point in making your schedule impossible. Wake up at 3 a.m., do 2 hours of reading, 5 hours of deep work, then like a 3-hour workout. Because if you put yourself that, after 2 days, maybe even 1 day of doing it, you're gone, you're out. Motivation's gone and you don't want to follow that schedule anymore. Because although that schedule will get you results, let's be honest, you're not gonna do it. But if you make it more manageable, if you put less hours in, but you're able to actually stay consistent with it, that's how you actually build results. That's the difference between motivation and discipline. Discipline is doing the same thing on a period of time, while motivation is doing an instant spike and then plummeting down the second that motivation ends. So I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. I got my point across and I really hope that this has helped you. So now, as always, God bless you and amen.